Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, and, well, I didn't really think I would be making this video, but until now. Yes. Well, as of recently, I'm sure some of you guys have heard, what I'm pretty sure, a lot of us, what we were hoping wouldn't be the case, and unfortunately, our worries of, what could possibly be removed at Disney's Hollywood studios, well, it's now official, sadly. That's right. My thoughts, this video of me giving my thoughts on Muppet Vision 3D being replaced with the new Monsters, Inc. land. Yeah. Well, first off, because, well, as we all know, D23, one of the announcements they made at the Disney parks, and to recap, one of them was, of course, Monsters, Inc. land. And this was exciting news, not to mention that we're going to be getting a door vault roller coaster, and it's Disney's first ever Indivert coaster, that coaster ride system. Yeah, this being Disney's first, and seeing the concept art and the fact that it's coming to Hollywood studios, very fitting. But at the same time, a lot of us were concerned where it could potentially be at. Most notably, if it could possibly go in the exact same location where Muppets Courtyard, now called Grand Park and so on, and I know, and shout out to one of my good friends, Tiki, from So You Want to Be an Imagineer. I know that he and the others on So You Want to Be an Imagineer, they talked about this, and this, most notably Tiki, if possibly, the Monsters, Inc. land could replace and get rid of Muppet Vision 3D. Well, and as of now, it is happening, and, of course, for me, well, I'm bummed. I am sad to hear about this. And not to mention, because Muppet Vision 3D, it was the very last Muppet material that Jim Henson himself ever worked on. And personally, with him working with the Disney parks, and incorporating the Muppets into the Disney theme parks. And with that, Muppet Vision 3D. Yeah, I mean, what more do I have to say? Because it is upsetting and unbelievable to be hearing this. And any of you whom, for the first time, are hearing this through me, I hate to break it to you, I really do. And for us Muppet fanatics, yeah. My experience when going to see Muppet Vision 3D, well, a lot of great memories seeing Muppet Vision 3D. When going into the pre-show, going into the building itself, and, watching the monitors, the pre-show that happens. And when walking into the Muppet Theater and seeing the amazing animatronics of some of the Muppet characters, from Stadler, Waldorf, the Penguin Orchestra, the Swedish Chef, and Bean Bunny, yeah. And all the 3D effects, and how amazing the 3D looks in Muppet Vision 3D. Yeah, it's amazing. Muppet Vision 3D, if not one of the top best 3D shows at any park, I guess you can say, most notably at Disney. And because from that and a bunch of other 3D shows that would make their way into the Disney parks, from that to It's Tough to Be a Bug and Mickey's Philhar Magic, and even say Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. And because all 4 of those theme parks having their very own 3D show. But, well, as we all know, because Honey, I Shrunk the Audience was no more, and, even as of now, because, It's Tough to Be a Bug is soon to go away whenever that happens, and now Muppet Vision 3D, which totally sucks. I really feel as though that Muppet Vision 3D and It's Tough to Be It's Tough to Be a Bug are two of the best 3D shows that Disney has had, and to see both of them going away, it's really a shame. You know, and sadly, this isn't the first time that Muppet Vision and It's Tough to Be a Bug have been removed, because, well, both of them being at Disney's California Adventure, but unfortunately, both of them were removed, as we all know. I mean, It's Tough to Be a Bug with A Bug's Land being removed with the Avengers Campus in its place, and, well, Muppet Vision being removed for Mickey's PhilharMagic. Like, what was the real reasoning for that? I don't know, but yeah. And besides, Muppet Vision, you know, being in Disney's Hollywood Studios, that feels like a prime staple of Hollywood Studios. You know what I mean? Ugh. But, you know, at the same time, with the upcoming Monsters, Inc. land, you know, it's still exciting to see that. And seeing the concept art on how it's going to look. But despite the fact that it's going to go in the exact same spot where the Muppets Courtyard was, and with that Muppet Vision, not to mention Rizzo's Pizzeria. That was a couple of years ago, and just, ugh. But at the same time, like, looking at the concept art, and, well, because how it looks on, you know, the green screen backdrop, you know, I think it's obvious that we would be getting Harryhausen's, the sushi restaurant. I'm not really a sushi person, but you never know. But, you know, I'm sure because other menu items that they would have. I mean, like, overall, it's obvious that they're going to have a restaurant. And what better way for them to have a restaurant than it being Harryhausen's? Which, fun fact, Harryhausen's being named after a legendary stop-motion animator, Ray Harryhausen. I'm sure some of you know that by now, but still. You know, and even before, as of now, with Muppet Vision going away, some slight changes making their way to Muppet Vision. Well, because the big hot air balloon with Kermit's face, that was removed. That was because, you know, of Galaxy's Edge and people, you know, viewing the Kermit balloon, just, you know, wanting it to keep the magic and the illusion that you're on a planet, you know? And also, when Muppet Vision no longer had Jim Henson's name on it, and they removed that sign, you know, and also the change that they made to the fountain. That was one of my favorite fountains, how it originally looked. And you had Miss Piggy moving, rotating, and all the other Muppets on there. Ugh. I mean, technically, you know, it is still there for now, but still. You know, and even before Rizzo's Pizzeria, you know, I'm pretty sure that's the specific name of it. Before that came along, well, originally, we did have, you know, the Pizza Planet restaurant. You know, and that was very interesting because there was a bit of Toy Story in Muppet's Courtyard, which didn't make any sense, but thankfully they fixed that up when, you know, they changed it to a Muppets-themed restaurant, which being Rizzo's Pizzeria. So, yeah. But, you know, still, I do look forward still, and I'm sure you all do as well, looking forward to, when the Monsters, Inc. land emerges, and, you know, because we'll have 3 lands next door to one another. Monsters, Inc. land, Galaxy's Edge in front, and Toy Story Land. Yeah. However, that's not to say that the Muppets are going away. It's not like they're not going to be in the Disney parks anymore. No, because, well, as you also read in the title of this video, I almost forgot to talk about this, but, you know, thank goodness I didn't, and, well, especially since I knew, and especially with the green screen backdrop, because, yeah, this too being announced, with the announcement of Muppet Vision 3D no longer being there, and so on. Well, the Muppets will have a new attraction at Disney's Hollywood Studios. The Muppets, and most notably the Electric Mayhem, will be taking over Rock and Roller Coaster. Now, how I feel on this, and my thoughts on this, yeah, because it seems acceptable. And besides, because it really seems as though that at a certain point, Rock and Roller Coaster would no longer have Aerosmith to it. Not to mention because Aerosmith coming to an end. I'm sure you all know that. Some of you. And the Muppets does seem acceptable because, well, the Electric Mayhem, duh. So, and we'd already gotten like a poser concept art on, the Muppets taking over Rock and Roller Coaster. I mean, if it's still going to be called Rock and Roller Coaster, I mean, Aerosmith really, their name isn't really on the title of the attraction, because Rock and Roller Coaster featuring Aerosmith, and actually, because I remember, because I of course texted this information and news to each of my parents. My dad, he thinks that this would be a good idea, and describing on text like what it would be like with the Muppets in Rock and Roller Coaster, yeah, and kids, yeah, I mean, I don't know about little kids, but I know kids love going on Rock and Roller Coaster, and the Muppets, yeah. Like, I can totally picture, like, you all know the pre-show where you see Aerosmith, in the recording booth. Oh, yeah, because I could totally see the Muppets being in the recording booth or something. No doubt about it. And whatever they're going to do on the tracks of Rock and Roller Coaster, because as you ride it, you see that, well, you're driving through Hollywood. You go through the Hollywood sign. Well, obviously they're going to do something Muppet-ish, right? And they're going to, like, play some Electric Mayhem tunes, like, ooh, probably a biggie would have to be Can You Picture That? Oh, yeah. But not just that, probably, they will also include some of the songs from the Electric Mayhem that, in their first album, from Muppet Mayhem on Disney+, yeah. And you know what? Because if they have it kind of in connection with Muppets Mayhem, and if they bring back Lily Singh, you know who I'm talking about, one of the main human cast members of Muppets Mayhem. It's possible, but at the same time, according to, like, the concept art and poster for the Muppets taking over Rock and Roller Coaster, we're getting Kermit and Miss Piggy. And, well, if we're going to get any of the other Muppets, like Fozzie Bear, Gonzo, we'll just have to wait and see. Possibly. I don't see why not, but, you'd have, I don't know, because, like, you'd have, say, maybe Fozzie, Gonzo, Beauregard, maybe, like, backstage or something, especially for the pre-show. We'll see, but, hopefully, for the Muppets making their way and taking over Rock and Roller Coaster, they can do something good with this. I have no doubt about it. Besides, it's the Muppets, But overall, I think it's an acceptable change for Rock and Roller Coaster. No longer being Aerosmith, this time the Muppets. It seems acceptable. And also, because I mentioned each of my parents, my mom, both my parents, they are sad to hear about Muppet Vision going away, but my mom, she's not sure about, with Muppets taking over Electric Mayhem. But I'm like, are you kidding? Because with Electric Mayhem, but that's her opinion, and that's okay. We're all entitled to our opinions, and I'm sure, well, for you guys, some of you are not okay with this, with Rock and Roller Coaster and with Muppet Vision going away, But can we at least accept that the building and the tracks of Rock and Roller Coaster will still be there, despite it no longer being Aerosmith and it'll be Muppets? Come on, I'm just saying, not only that, because we will have the Muppet-themed Rock and Roller Coaster attraction right next door to the upcoming Villains show, because Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, that's now defunct and such, and that being replaced with a villain show, oh yeah, that'll be really cool. But coming back to Muppet Vision and Monsters, Inc. Land, well, I did read this. Thankfully, it was announced, and maybe some of you might have heard this, but if you haven't, then for the first time, you're hearing this from me. Disney is finding ways to, save the footage of Muppet Vision and, when down the road we will see Muppet Vision again. Now, who knows for right now? But there are so many guesses. And you know what? Here's another thing. Disney, definitely they would save, theater footage, for any 3D attraction and so on, and it would be in the archives. Obviously, saving the footage of Captain EO, or say Cranium Command, Body Wars, and most notably, the footage for the original Star Tours. Heck, I think, it's at, the recent Star Wars celebrations, they showed and played the original footage of the original Star Tours. Heck, even a limited edition Star Tours, playset with the actual footage from the original Star Tours. You know exactly what I'm talking about. See what I mean? So the same thing, obviously, would happen for Muppet Vision. There's no way, because they're just going to let the footage go to waste and such. Seriously. And there's no doubt about it, how Disney, knowing how much people love and adore Muppet Vision, okay? So, however they're going to do this, possibly, and I say possibly, if they find a way to bring back Muppet Vision, if it'll be in a new building or something, or just whichever the case, we know now, despite Muppet Vision going away in Hollywood studios and no longer the Muppets Courtyard, Grand Park Avenue, etc., they're saving the footage. And rightfully so. That's a good sign. At least that is a good sign, okay? We should be happy about this. I mean, granted, still being sad that the fact that Muppet Vision is going away, but at the same time, we should be happy and grateful that, thank goodness that they're saving the footage. Yeah. And, even my parents, when I told that to my parents, and I know I mentioned it to Tiki because they were, each of them, my parents, saying that maybe it could make its way to Disney Plus with 3D glasses. I don't know about that, but like I said, I'm sure you guys feel the same way too as I do, but we don't know as of right now. We'll find out later on, and when Disney themselves, gives the news on what to expect, on the return of Muppet Vision. Yeah. And I meant to bring this up because before, and when it as of now is officially announced that the Monsters Inc. land would replace Muppet Vision, I'm sure a good chunk of people, I know Tiki was feeling the same way, and so was I, that possibly the Monsters Inc. land could replace the Star Wars launch bay and the Disney Junior show. Yeah. For me personally, I would be okay with that. Besides, Launch Bay, yeah, I mean, it was fun the first couple of times, but there's nothing that's really changed in Star Wars Launch Bay. And plus, the Disney Junior show, it had its time, especially when it used to be Playhouse Disney. Yeah, so that was a heck of a lot of fun before it became Disney Junior, and before they got rid of the whole thing with, the characters on Disney Junior being puppets, and just, yeah. But, and, they could have gotten rid of those two, and put that there. I mean, of course, they would save Voyage of the Little Mermaid, because as we all know, that's not going anywhere. It's getting updated, and that's nice to see. So, aside from Voyage of the Little Mermaid, they could have gotten rid of the Playhouse Disney Junior show. Well, Playhouse Disney Disney Junior, they should have gotten rid of that, as well as Star Wars Launch Bay. And as I'm sure some of you should know, Star Wars Launch Bay was originally one of the main Disney animation studios. And when that was no more and it got changed to the Launch Bay, yeah, but overall, it is a shame still that with so many good attractions going away, from, say, It's Tough to Be a Bug, Dino Land and with the dinosaur attraction, and others that I can't place, but you know. And now Muppet Vision, ugh, like just heart-wrenching, just yeah. But like I said, at least they are going to save the footage and find a way to preserve it. Yeah, preserve it. So, yeah. We'll see down the road what they do with Muppet Vision. Just, yeah. But overall, you know, Muppet Vision, it will definitely be missed. Very. Definitely one of the best 3D shows that the Disney parks ever had. And, you know, being a prime staple of Disney's Hollywood studios, and now for it to go away, it's really sad. It really is. But let's not give up hope, and, well, as I said, the footage of Muppet Vision 3D being preserved and Disney doing that, yeah, rightfully so. So what about you guys? How do you feel about this? And what are your thoughts on Muppet Vision going away? And with the Monsters, Inc. land taking its place. Like, are any of you guys at least still looking forward to the Monsters, Inc. land? I mean, come on, this is Monsters, Inc. we're talking about. And especially that, well, they are going to preserve the Muppet Vision 3D footage. And also, how do you feel about the Muppets taking over Rock and Roller Coaster? Again, it seems acceptable, and, you know, that we're still going to have Rock and Roller Coaster, and now it's going to be themed to Muppets. And how do you feel about the other upcoming attractions that will be removed and so on, along with Muppet Vision? Now, I should say, with Muppet Vision. And with what I've had to say, and with my thoughts and so on, yeah, what did you think of this video and with what I've had to say? Leave comments and give this video a like, as always. And so, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me giving my thoughts on the upcoming closure of Muppet Vision 3D, and with that, Muppets Courtyard, Grand Avenue, etc., and with it being replaced with the Monsters, Inc. land, and with Rock and Roller Coaster being rethemed with the Muppets, and, good news, the footage for Muppet Vision being saved and preserved, and all that I've had to say in this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, and peace out.